He's only having 20 units for the moment, just to begin with. Belgium is a major sales center. They have a showroom there. It's nice to think we've got our foot in the door. My gut feeling wasn't good initially, but it looks like it has turned out well. Touch wood. Regarding the trip from the airport, I told him don't hesitate to correct me or help in any way, it's the only way to learn. My English is still under development, so all help is gratefully received. It went very well. The subject of work didn't come up during the trip. At the end of the visit, I asked him, "What time are you heading back to Belgium?" "I'm thinking of taking you to a very nice restaurant. Espeto is a typical dish from Malaga. The restaurant is called Tintero Chiringuito on the Playa do El Dido. They spear the fish and put it on a spike near the grill. It's the best food I've ever had. It's called El Dido, because you only need your fingers to eat. No tools. No cutlery. The only problem is the smell and the grease on your hands. The funny thing is you don't get to choose your meal. The waiters wander around with trays with the catch of the day, shouting out, 'Pay me. Pay me. You can eat as much as you want.'"
There are lots of bars on the beach, one after the other. It doesn't matter if it's for tourists, as long as it's clean, the service is good and the food is delicious and fresh.
It allowed me to talk informally, off the record. I like Malaga, it has nice weather throughout the year. A sea breeze.
As far as I can remember, if my memory serves me correctly, flow is a balance between your challenges and your skills or abilities.
Okay, turning to the 7 habits. The idea is to try and get the best out of yourself. Okay, let me break it down for you. Firstly, a habit is a way of being, a way of thinking.
Essentially it's a paradigm. This has a lot to do with this paradigm. There are 3 feet or pillars that everybody needs to instigate any change as a human being. We need to ask ourselves how to change our way of thinking, our way of seeing people. The idea is to be proactive, as opposed to reactive.
If you don't work hard on these points, it's almost impossible to go further. The second habit is quite radical. Begin with the end in mind. It's important to be clear about our objectives from the beginning. We're alive, for now, but we could die at any moment. It's a fact of life. The third is to prioritize. To put first things first. To make a plan and follow it. That wraps up the first part of the paradigm. The 7 habits encourages you to think. There may be some things that you have never thought about before. For example, the bigger your area of influence, the more proactive you will be. Let me give you an example. We always think it's somebody else's problem. But really, it's just 2 ways of seeing the same problem. It's choosing your response.
Assuming your responsibilities. It's about being self-motivated and showing initiative. At the end of the day, it's up to you.
You need to treat people with respect. People will respond differently depending on how you act. For example, I'm not giving you an order. I'm just making a suggestion. It seems obvious, but it's not easy to put into practice. It's very important to build rapport with clients. The more you know about your client, the better service you can provide. That's the 5th habit. Listening. Putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. The 6th is synergy, which is self-explanatory. The ideal situation would be that the client is providing you with at least 4 personal contacts, or recommendations.
When the relationship is at a high point is obviously the best time to ask. After all, word of mouth is the best form of advertising there is.
It means the client is acting on my behalf. The final habit, sharpen the saw, which basically means to keep an eye on everything. Don't take anything for granted. Make sure everything keeps ticking over. And remember to follow up with every client.